How to stay motivated to finish your book. Hey there, it's Brian Dixon from Hope Books, and I'm on a walk right now, and it's super cold outside. And I was thinking about you right now, thinking about how you have this idea for a book that you wanted to write. So you want to tell your memoir, or you want to share your story of your marriage. Or for me, I've started working on this book about my grandmother. She's 98 years old. I'm like, man, I would love to write this book while she's still around and share it with her. But then a day like today happens. It's a holiday today and it's super cold. It's like 20 degrees here in North Carolina, which wherever you are might not feel cold, but it's super cold right now. And so I was just thinking, like, what are some tips that I can share to help you stay motivated to actually finish your book? So let's get started. The first one is beginning with the end in mind, right? The Bible says without vision, the people perish. And so what's that big vision that you have? What I like to try to do is imagine the day that your book is totally done, okay? At Hope Books, what we do is we send author copies. So imagine you get this box of books in the mail. I think it's 25. You get 25 books in the mail, and you open it with your friends and family. Like, think about that day. How cool would that be? How cool would that be to open that box of books and to say, I did it? And then you have this immediate, like, self-congratulations. Like, that's really cool. But then what's even better is sharing it with the people in your life, the people that you love. So for example, you might put the dedication in the front of the book to say, dear mom, this is for you. Thanks for sticking with me through the thick and the thin. Okay, think about that moment. Isn't that so fun? Think about that moment when you open this box of books and you hand one of them to your mom. And you're like, Mom, this wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for your investment in me. I never would have done this if you hadn't stuck with me through the thick and the thin. Just imagine that. Like, you hand her the book, she's crying, you're crying, you open it up. It's like, it's a dream come true. It's a dream come true. I actually read this article this morning about a sports analogy, okay? An NFL quarterback who has just taken the whole league by storm. And the reason for it is because he visualizes every play, and they have this like new technology that lets him actually like watch every play at 1.75 speed. So he's watching the plays basically at almost double speed. And then when they happen in real life, it feels slower. Isn't that crazy? It feels slower. What he's really doing is he's future pacing. He's future pacing. He's visualizing what it would be like to be in that situation, and he's preparing for it. He's getting excited about it. And then in the moment when it happens, it feels really fulfilling. So what about for you? Okay, what about if you were to actually finish your book so that you could hand it to your mom on Mother's Day? Like, wouldn't that be so cool to hand your book to your mom on Mother's Day when it's all totally done? Or maybe for you, it's like somebody else's birthday. Like, wouldn't that be so cool? Or maybe for you, it's at Christmas. I mean, imagine Christmas next year. Imagine Christmas next year, and you're handing the book to your friends and family, and you're going, this is for you. How amazing would that be? Okay, so that's the first tip in getting your book done, is future pacing, picturing the day when it's all totally done. Now, what do you do with that? What I'd like to do is actually describe that moment in the present tense and read it on a daily basis. So it is now Christmas 2037, and I am handing my book to my mom on Christmas, and she's opening it up, and she's so excited, and she's so proud of all the work that I've done. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's tip number one. Aren't you getting excited? I'm getting so excited just think about it. Like with my book from my grandmother, she's turning 99 years old. And I'm like, okay, I've got to get this thing out soon. What if I handed it to her? What if I handed it to her on her next birthday or the next Christmas. At Christmas, we go around, everybody's handed out all the presents, we all think we're done, and then I say, I've got a special presentation just for my grandmother. Everybody look around, here we go. And then we open it up and she goes, oh my goodness, you wrote this for me? You finished this for me? And I say, yes, I did all this for you because I just want you to know how much you mean to me and how much you mean to our family. It'd just be like life-changing, right? Just like the legacy of that, the excitement of a job well done. And the cool thing about that is it's not actually just the moment, but this is number two. Think about the legacy. Number one, think about the moment, okay? The unboxing moment. But number two, think about the legacy of writing those stories down. I mean, literally for 100 years from now, that story can still be told. But if you don't do it now, it might not ever be told. Get it? Like if you never write it down, then no one can read it. And so I like to think about the unboxing moment for the first point, but the second point is I like to think about what if there were never an unboxing moment? What would be lost? What would be lost if my kids don't know the story of my grandmother? What would be lost if their kids don't know the story of my grandmother? What would be lost if two generations from now, so my children's children, I guess that's three generations from now, one of my ancestors, I'm long gone, and one of my ancestors can read the story of our family, to see our humble beginnings, where we came from, where his or her great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, what that was like, and now it's gone. Like, which one would you rather have? You'd rather have the story or not have the story? Of course, like at that point, that generation would probably pay millions of dollars to have that story. Right now, you just have to put in about 1 million minutes, right? Not even 1 million minutes, probably 1 million seconds. You've just got to put the time in right now. But you can contribute to your family legacy, but you have to make the choice. And so they say that fear of loss is stronger than hope of gain. So that's what I try to think of. What is the loss? What's the worst that could happen if you don't write your story? Your life is probably fine, right? You're going to go about your life. Everything's going to be great or good. But think about the loss the minute after you're gone. The minute after you're gone, a year after you're gone, every year on your death anniversary, your adult daughter, your daughter that's now a grandmother, your daughter's daughter who's now a grandmother, your daughter's daughter's daughter who's now a grandmother, says, you know what? I don't really know who my great-grandmother was. I don't really know what she went through. I don't know what God did in her life. Or I know her so well because I've read her story. Think about the difference. I know her so well because I read her story. That's legacy. So, how to get motivated to finish your book. Number one is that unboxing moment, picturing it. Number two is legacy, right? And finally, number three for me is actually just discipline. It's discipline, because I know that there's something so powerful about showing up. Every act, I got my dog behind me. Every act you take is a vote for who you want to be. And so it's like not even about the accomplishment, it's about the discipline. Every day that I take a step forward, that I work on my writing a little bit, that I finish a paragraph, that I edit a page, that I see that word count in Scrivener go up, even just by a couple hundred words, what I'm saying to myself is, you are a writer. This is important. And as a result, what happens is all that biochemistry, brain chemistry, physicality, relationships, like there's so much in my life that is reinforcing my future self. In fact, it's like voting for who you want to be by taking action and writing and editing and publishing your book every day. if you said, you know what, here's what's important to me, that unboxing moment. I want my grandmother to open this book and receive this book the next Christmas. Okay, that's great. That's pretty good. Number two, I don't want to leave her stories untold. I want to write her stories. I want to pass her stories down to my daughter's daughter's daughter. Okay, that's cool too. Yeah, that sounds great. But then number three is in the moment. This is who I'm becoming. I'm becoming an author. I'm becoming a writer. I'm becoming a writer. I'm living the writerly life. And because I'm living the writerly life, you know what's going to happen? More is going to show up. You're going to notice more. You're going to be looking through Netflix, trying to figure out what you're going to watch. And then you see that one of the main characters is a writer. And you're going to want to watch that movie. Okay? You're going to be watching YouTube, and then you're going to see, oh, this is a tip for how to finish your book. And you're going to watch that video. You're going to be in the bookstore, and then you're just going to notice that book that's about writing. And that's what happens. That's what changes. Everything changes when you decide who you're going to be. It's like people that are fit have a fitness routine, not just a plan, but a routine. People that write have a writing routine. People that publish books frequently have a publishing system, a publishing routine. And by you sitting down and just doing the work for yourself, because you're voting on who you want to be. So as you look at this year and you say, who is it that I want to be by the end of the year? My friend and mentor Dan Miller used to say this: the best way to predict your future is to look at your past. Okay? The best way to figure out who you're going to be in 12 months from now is look at your last 12 hours. Look at your last day and say, this is what I've done over the last day. If I keep doing this, this is where it will go. This is where it will go. And what happens is it compounds, it grows. So just think about, like, you know, if I drink a glass of water every day, I'm going to be more hydrated. And then if I keep doing that, then I'm going to have more clarity. And then if I keep doing that, then I'm going to have better ideas. And if I keep doing that, then I'm going to write down those ideas. And if I keep doing that, then I'm going to have great books that I write. And if I keep doing that, then I'm going to start building my audience. And if I keep doing that, then I'm going to have a really awesome, successful career. And if I keep doing that, then I'm going to meet all these cool people. And if I keep doing that, then I'm going to end my life. At the end of my life, I'm going to say, wow, I really made the most of every opportunity that I had. But it starts with that daily discipline. It starts by taking that action. And you know what? One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Zechariah 4:10. Zechariah 4:10 says, do not despise the small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. God is smiling. He's rejoicing. He's looking at you and saying, wow, way to go, daughter. Way to go, son. You woke up early and you wrote down the vision. You woke up early, or you stayed up late, or you figured out how to do it in the carpool line while you're waiting for the kids to be done with soccer practice, and you wrote down some words, and those words are going to add up. Those words are going to grow, and as a result, those words are going to help people. And you're saying, I'm going to be someone who writes it down. I'm going to be somebody who leaves a legacy. I'm going to be the kind of person, when Christmas comes around, we're going to unbox something really cool. And I hope that those 3 tips have helped you think about how you can stay motivated to finish your book. Because you got to write it down and put it out before people can read it, and it can change their life. Perfection is the enemy of published. It's never going to be perfect, but these 3 tips will help you actually get your book done so that other people can read them. I hope this encourages you, and I hope it helps you to finally write your message, because the world needs your hope-filled words more now than ever before.